Engines are the key factor for the sustainable growth of an aerospace company, and SpaceX is leading in this area. However, ULA, an organization unable to achieve similar advancements, has been criticizing SpaceX's technology. So in response to this, SpaceX leadership has delivered some sharp rebuttals, leaving ULA embarrassed. All will be revealed in today's episode of Alpha Tech. Just last week, we got our first glimpse of the new Raptor 3 engine, and notably just a few days later, SpaceX did its first test firing. On August 8th, at SpaceX's familiar engine testing facility in McGregor, the exciting test of the Raptor 3 took place. Imagine, the appearance of the Raptor 3 alone leaves us in awe. Its impressive streamlined design combined with superior technical specs sets a standard that few rocket engines can reach, and that's only the beginning. When Raptor 3 truly roars during its first test, we're bound to witness a performance that exceeds all expectations, revealing the true potential of this groundbreaking machine. Although SpaceX has not yet released a video of the Raptor 3 engine test, Elon and Gwynne Shotwell have shared the latest images of this commendable effort. These images demonstrate the full combustion operation of the Raptor 3 engine, and it looks awesome. The clear blue exhaust plume characteristic of a methane-rich engine also indicates an efficient fuel mixture combustion ratio while being able to generate more thrust from the same amount of fuel. One thing I noticed, that this is a significant improvement over previous generations of Raptor engines like 1 and 2, whose exhaust still produced quite a bit of carbon, as evidenced by the exhaust having more red or yellow colors. But did you see the white part on the engine body? Well, it's not exactly white as our eyes perceive it. Elon explained right below the images, the parts that appear white are actually black but covered in ice. Indeed, those pristine white patches are created from the extreme temperature difference in the rocket engine. It originates from the basic principles of thermodynamics and chemistry. Rocket propulsion relies on a controlled chemical reaction that releases an enormous amount of energy. To achieve this, we need to store large quantities of fuel and oxidizer in a compact, efficient manner. Liquefying gases like methane and oxygen allow us to store much more of them in a smaller volume compared to their gaseous state. However, these substances only become liquid at extremely low temperatures. That's why storage tanks and pipes are just so cold. They must maintain these cryogenic temperatures to keep the propellants in their dense liquid form. The fuel, methane, and oxidizer, oxygen, are stored as very cold liquids. Liquid methane has a temperature of about minus 160 degrees Celsius, while liquid oxygen even colder at about minus 180 degrees Celsius. That's cold. When these super cold liquids flow through the pipes, they cool the metal to well below the freezing point of water. The moisture in the air around these pipes instantly freezes upon contact, and that creates the frost we see. This process, called condensation and deposition, is the same principle that causes frost on your car windows on a cold morning. The Raptor engines used in modern rockets pumps about 650 kilos of these cold liquids every second. The mixture is roughly 1 part methane to 4 parts oxygen. When these cold liquids mix and ignite in the engine, they create extremely high temperatures, hot enough to incinerate materials almost instantly. This dramatic shift from ultra cold to super hot is what makes rocket propulsion possible. The frost you see is not intentionally designed. It's a natural consequence of the extreme cold meeting normal air temperature and humidity. Many people in the space community have been highly supportive, even praising Elon and the advanced Raptor 3 engine. However, not everyone's pleased with this. There's just a little bit of envy and jealousy in there. Yeah, none other than one of Elon's major rivals, Bruno, the CEO of ULA. Bruno has expressed skepticism about the Raptor V3 engine right from the get-go when Elon put the first picture of Raptor 3, saying that the images showed an incomplete assembly, stating they have done an excellent job making the assembly simpler and more producible, Bruno shared on his X account. So there's no need to exaggerate this by showing a partially assembled engine without controllers, fluid management, or TV systems, then comparing it to fully assembled engines that do. Gwynne Shotwell, SpaceX's president, ironically responded to Bruno's skepticism by sharing a photo of the first test firing of Raptor 3. "Works pretty good for a partially assembled engine." The images show that the engine is indeed complete and does not require any additional parts to function. So why would Tory Bruno do this? Is he jealous of SpaceX's dominance? Let's get into this. SpaceX's dominance in the space industry has become increasingly evident as demonstrated by the latest data from the first quarter of this year. The company's achievements during this period underscore its growing lead over competitors and its potential to reshape the entire space industry. In the first 3 months of the year, SpaceX did an impressive 31 launches, far outpacing its closest rivals. This figure is more than triple the launches of Chinese Aerospace Science and Technology Corporation, CASC, which did 9, and over 6 times Russia's Roscosmos that did 5. This disparity highlights SpaceX's superior launch capabilities and operational efficiency. The contrast becomes even clearer when considering the number of spacecraft deployed. SpaceX launched a staggering 525 spacecraft in the quarter, primarily driven by its Starlink satellite constellation project. In comparison, CASC did 27 spacecraft, while ULA, a joint venture between Lockheed Martin and Boeing, only launched 7. This vast difference underscores SpaceX's ability to not only launch more frequently, but also to deliver much larger payloads per launch. Looking ahead now, SpaceX's ambitions for the rest of the year are nothing short of revolutionary. The company aims to complete 144 launches throughout the year, averaging about 3 a week. This unprecedented frequency would mark a new era in space accessibility and utilization. Elon's statement that SpaceX might exceed 90% of all Earth payload to orbit later this year further emphasizes the company's potential to completely dominate the global launch market. This level of market control could have far-reaching implications for the space industry. It could force competitors to innovate rapidly or risk going into obscurity, potentially leading to a restructuring of the global space sector. Tory is likely quite a bit worried about SpaceX's rapid development and frankly unhappy with how the company's impacting the whole space community. That's why ULA has joined forces with Blue Origin in a lawsuit against SpaceX. But in any case, I think SpaceX is going to respond to them with well-deserved accomplishments. With Tory Bruno's latest dismissive remarks, Musk just responds with a short LOL. In a later post, the CEO explained that all the small plumbing and wiring involved in the engine had to be either removed or integrated into the primary structure in the engine, as it would have no heat shield. Also, all parts have to be actively cooled in some way, so we added regenerative cooling where there's no existing fluid or gas flow, Musk added. Indeed, the regenerative cooling method involves circulating cryogenic methane outside the main combustion chamber so it keeps cool. The warmed liquid methane then flows into the preburner to continue the cycle, and because of this, it no longer requires an additional heat shield like previous engine versions. And that's not all. Among other features, Raptor 3 eliminates small pipes and wires, incorporating some of them into its main structure. It also merges many components into single complex pieces using 3D metal printing on the engine walls. By removing, integrating, or simplifying components, Raptor 3 weighs half as much as Raptor 1, including the mass of the engine and the hardware made by the rocket. The total weight of Raptor 1 is 8,000 pounds, Raptor 2 6,430 pounds, Raptor 3 cuts the total weight to 3,790 pounds, with 3,362 pounds from the engine and 428 pounds from induced mass. Considering Super Heavy, Starship's first stage, has 33 Raptor engines, with SpaceX planning to add 2 more, the weight savings between the current and next generation of engines is 40 tons. This meticulous simplification process reduces the weight of the engine and increases its rapid reusability. On top of that, it enhances SpaceX's ability to mass-produce Raptors. The no part is the best part manufacturing approach lessens the need for assembly, improves structural integrity, and reduces material waste, resulting in more efficient and sustainable manufacturing processes. This will be crucial in the future when Elon plans to cut the turnaround time between Starship flights, potentially to 1 Starship per week or even 1 a day. Honestly, the Raptor is the ultimate all-purpose engine, and according to SpaceX, Raptor 3 can generate a downward thrust of 280 tons. It might not be the most powerful rocket engine ever, but it holds the crown among all active rockets and is by no means lacking in any way. Reusability is a major consideration in the design of Raptor. SpaceX aims to reuse each engine 1,000 times. Since most other rocket engines have very limited or no reusability, the cost per flight for Raptor is going to be relatively low. This will make space travel more affordable and accessible in the future. SpaceX has set some ambitious cost targets for the Raptor engine, aiming for making them at a cost of less than $1,000 a ton of thrust, equating to approximately $250,000 an engine. Achieving this goal would enable cost-effective production, facilitating the scalability of space exploration endeavors. In 2022, SpaceX announced its capability to make one Raptor engine a day at its McGregor facility in Texas, demonstrating significant progress in meeting those production targets. A key feature distinguishing the Raptor engine is its utilization of liquid methane, CH4, and liquid oxygen, LOX, as fuel sources, a combination known as methalox. This choice of fuel holds importance for space exploration, particularly for missions to Mars, as both methane and oxygen can be potentially generated from Martian resources and in situ resource utilization, ISRU. ISRU is vital for establishing a sustainable human presence on Mars, as it enables the production of propellant using locally sourced materials, reducing reliance on Earth-based supplies. Furthermore, the use of methane as a fuel offers environmental benefits as it burns cleaner than traditional rocket fuels such as RP-1 kerosene, resulting in fewer pollutants. The Raptor engine's exceptional power is instrumental in facilitating human travel to Mars, enabling spacecraft to achieve unprecedented speeds of efficiency, thereby advancing the feasibility of interplanetary exploration and colonization. The Raptor engine's development underscores SpaceX's commitment to advancing reusable rocket engine technology with a focus on maximizing reliability in even the most challenging of environments. Through rigorous testing and continuous refinement, SpaceX aims to ensure that the Raptor engine becomes a cornerstone of reliable propulsion for future space missions. Beyond its technical prowess, the Raptor engine plays a pivotal role in SpaceX's broader vision of revolutionizing space travel. By driving down costs and increasing accessibility to space, SpaceX seeks to pave the way for ambitious endeavors like establishing a long-term lunar base and creating the first self-sustaining colony on Mars. This vision aligns with Elon's ambitious timeline, which includes sending an unmanned starship to Mars after NASA's Artemis mission to the Moon, potentially by the mid-2020s. Elon envisions the possibility of establishing the first human settlement on Mars by 2050. As SpaceX continues to refine and integrate Raptor engine into its spacecraft, we can anticipate further strides in exploration and travel. These developments hold the promise of unlocking new frontiers in human exploration, ultimately shaping the future of interplanetary civilization. That's it for today's episode. Thanks for watching and see you next time.